Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. In this video today, we have an offering from a flashlight company called Tonnage. This is model S21X. I'm very excited about this one. I want to say thank you to Tonnage for sending this light out for review. It runs on 14500s. Or standard AA batteries. So without further ado, let's get it on the bench and take a closer look. So here is a look at the packaging. This is model S21X. This is a tactical EDC flashlight. This is a mini flashlight. See, there's a little sticker on the side there. There's nothing really on the bottom or on the top other than, before first use, please unscrew the body and remove the insulation film. Now right here you can see that this is compatible with AA batteries. It does have a magnetic tail cap. It is IPX8 waterproof, and it's impact resistant down to 1.5 meters. And then on the back of the package you can see the statistics of the light. It does give us some run times. It does say, like I've just mentioned, in 1.5 meters of impact, 2 meters of IPX8. It does run on a 14500 that is included. It weighs 58 grams with the battery. It's 18.8 millimeters in diameter and 100 millimeters long. And then of course there's a little bit more information. If you wish to read that, feel free to pause your screen. Without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. Now you can find this on Amazon for about 22 bucks. You can see it's got this little thing here. It says slide. So we're just gonna pull that out. There's nothing left in the package. The first thing that we see, it's telling us to take out the insulation film. So very nice. There is the user manual. So we'll thumb through this very quickly. It's gonna be some information on the light. Feel free to pause at any time. I'm going to move through this fairly quickly because we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff in this video here today. Here is the second page right there. Let's get on through that. Very nice. And that's all you have there. You do have these 3 little silicone covers, so that's pretty cool. You can put them on your fingers if you want to, right? I could be Superman. Look at that. That's pretty cool. You also get a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. And lastly, if we flip the package over, you can see the flashlight itself. So this is a first look at the light. That is absolutely beautiful. I love the dual direction pocket clip. There's a look at the lens. This is a TIR optical lens. So very nice. S21, it's got a little bit of knurling on the body. There is the magnetic tail cap switch. So we're going to go ahead and unthread the tail cap switch real quick because I want to take a look at the battery and the tail cap switch build. And that's a nice build quality. There's the insulation film that we need to remove. If you leave that in, the light won't turn on. So looking down inside the battery tube, you can see a solid contact point down in there. And the battery tube is fairly thick. Now we're looking at the included 14500 lithium ion rechargeable battery. This operates at 1000 milliamp hour. That is fantastic. This is a standard battery, so it doesn't take anything special to charge it or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and put the positive towards the head of the light. You can see the small O-ring right there. So let's go ahead and take the tail cap switch. We'll thread it right over, and as we thread it over, it does 2 things. One, it goes over that O-ring and creates an IPX8 waterproof rating. The second thing that it does is it goes over this pocket clip. This was so smart of a design. It buries the pocket clip and the O-ring, so you're not gonna lose your pocket clip. That is very smart. So let's go ahead and talk about charging this flashlight. It's extremely simple. We just rotate, we just hold on to this and rotate around until we see the USB-C charging port. Once we see that, we can take our USB-C charging cable, plug it in. We'll see red when charging and green when charging is complete. So you can see it's already green. I charged it off camera before filming. So this is fully charged. We have the green indicator. Now we can actually spin that back around and start using the flashlight. Now let's take a look at this tail cap magnet and see how strong it is. It does pretty good, actually. Look at that. It's hanging onto the knife. I'm wobbling around. It's doing a pretty good job. This light will also tail stand, so you could use it as a night light if you needed to. Now, operating this light is extremely simple. We do have an economy mode, so what we can do with the tail cap here is we can push and do like a momentary thing, or we can push and lock it on. Okay, now every time that we turn the light on, it changes modes. See that? We're just cycling through modes. Now right there you can see economy. This is 6 lumens for 97 hours. That is 4.04 days, and it gives us 15 meters of throw. If we cycle through, we're looking at strobe now. This is 4.5 hours. It doesn't specify the runtime. Turn it off and on. We're at high now, 880 lumens for 3 hours. This gives us 200 meters of throw. Let's go to medium, 350 lumens for 3.6 hours. And on this setting, we get 100 meters of throw. That's a lot out of such a small light. We want to do it one more time. We'll come down to low, and that is 200 lumens for 9.4 hours, giving us 70 meters of throw. Now let's turn the light off and wait for about 5 seconds. While I'm waiting, I'm going to talk about some of the specs. Impact resistant down to 1.5 meters. IPX8 down to 2 meters. This light will operate on the 14500 that's included, or a standard AA battery. You can even use the rechargeable AA's. They work really good in this light. This light has a memory, which I'm trying to demonstrate right now, and that's when the light is off for a period of 5 seconds or more. Now the weight of this light is 58 grams. That's with the battery. It's 18.8 millimeters at the diameter and 100 millimeters in length. So now we are about 5 seconds later. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Take a look at that. It came right back to the last mode accessed because I left it off for more than 5 seconds. You do have these little inserts that can go on the light, so you can use it as a lantern. I think that is just fantastic. Different colors. You got the orange one. They're silicone, and they just slide right over. That is really cool. I like that. And then, of course, red. If maybe red would be good for signaling. That is really neat. So turn it off and back on, and then again you can cycle through the modes. There's the strobe, high, medium, low, economy. That is fantastic. So let me go ahead and take this battery out, the 14500, and we're going to just put a standard AA in. This is a rechargeable. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember if that battery's charged or not. We're going to take a look. So there we have economy. There is strobe. There's high, medium, and low. And then we can go back to economy. And again, turn it off, wait 5 seconds, turn it back on, and it should come back to economy. Right there, boom. That is fantastic. So let me go ahead and bring in some water. We're going to put the red one on here just for this waterproof testing here. We're going to drop the light in the water. Let's see what happens here. We'll go ahead and take it off just to make sure that the flashlight is fully submerged. In fact, we're going to go ahead and open the USB-C port and let the water get in there. I know a long time ago I used to be really scared to do that with flashlights, and now I kind of do that as a challenge. So when you get the light out, look at that, that's full of water. When you get it out of the water, you just kind of tap the water out of the port, and we are on economy. So let's go to strobe. There's high, medium, and low. Back to economy. Turn the light off, close the port, and as you can see, this light clearly passes the IPX8 waterproof testing with flying colors. Now I would suggest that you use your lips and blow a little air in here just to make sure that you're getting out what you can, because you don't want water to stay in there for the long term. This light is doing very well. I'm impressed with it for as small of a package as it is. Let's open up that charge cover, blow a little water out, and that's all you need to do. Now I just want to clarify that this light does have a momentary type switch, and it's a little bit difficult because it's very sensitive to get to the click, but once you get used to it, you can use the momentary very easily. Finding that half press is pretty easy, but like I said, it takes a little bit of getting used to because it's so easy to just click. But the cool thing about momentary is you find the mode you want and then click it and it stays on. So that is really cool to have the ability to do momentary. Let's go through the modes here. There's economy, there's strobe, there's high, medium, and let's just say we want to click low. And then turn that off, wait the 5 seconds, and low should come right back on. That is fantastic. Now this light does have a very simple, very basic battery level indicator. It works pretty good. When you open this port and you turn the flashlight on, you'll see for about 5 seconds, you'll see an indicator. You'll see green when your battery voltage is above 3 volts. See it turned off, it'll only stay on for 5 seconds. If you see red, it's telling you that your battery voltage is below 3 volts. So it would be time to charge the light at that point. Now I wish they would have made it where that stays on the whole time so that you could see the status in real time, but I understand why they didn't do that, because they're trying to conserve the battery life to run the flashlight. And they've done a great job at that. But to have the ability to see the light, you know, power level indicator for the battery, it's really nice. Now they do have another thing that when the battery gets low, it will start to flash quickly 2 times per minute. So when you see that thing lower than 3 volts, not only will you see the red indicator, but you'll see the light physically like flashing twice per minute. Okay, let's take a look at the S21X. This is on the highest setting and it cycles downwards. So we're looking at high, 880 lumens for 3 hours, 200 meters of throw. If we turn it off and turn it back on, we're going to go down to medium. This is 350 lumens for 3.6 hours, and this gives us 100 meters of throw. Let's turn it off and back on. We're going to go to low, 200 lumens for 9.4 hours with 70 meters of throw. And then let's go down to the lowest setting of economy. This is 6 lumens, and that's pretty remarkable for 97 hours. Folks, that is over 4 days of runtime on this economy mode. If we go one more time, we will get the strobe. It does not specify how bright this is, but we do get 4.5 hours of runtime with the strobe. And one thing that I forgot to mention earlier about this light that I like a lot is it will remember strobe in the memory. So if I turn it off and I turn it back on, it comes right back on to strobe. So this light remembers economy, it remembers low, medium, high, and even strobe. Okay, we have the S21X. Once again, we are operating on a standard rechargeable AA battery. There is the highest setting. I don't have lumen levels for you. I don't have run times, but I can show you the light. So there's the high. There's the medium, there is the low, here is the economy, which is still fantastic, that is excellent, and now the strobe. So that's what we get out of a AA battery for this $22 flashlight. This is very impressive. I like it a lot. That's a lot to come out of a AA battery. Hopefully you enjoyed those night shots. Well folks, that's about all I have for you today on this video. Taking a look at the very nice flashlight, the S21X. I like this light. It has a lot of good features to it. I love the magnets, plenty strong. And I absolutely love it when flashlights will run on a standard AA battery that you can find just about anywhere. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in this light, I'll put a link down below in the description box. Please leave comments down below and let me know what you think of this light. Thumb up this video, subscribe to the channel if you like the type of content that you see here. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and choose all notifications. And with all that being said, folks, I'm about out of here. It's almost dinner time. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.